Hi there. Is your organizational culture not producing the results you're looking for? Does your gut tell you that if your corporate culture was just a little bit better, your job and probably your life would be a bit easier? Well, stay tuned. My name is Warren Coughlin, and this is the first in a series of videos. They're going to introduce corporate culture and how you can make it better and easier for you. Now, I'm just introducing myself on camera. I'm going to switch off the camera so that you don't have to be looking at my mug the whole time, and you can focus on the content that we're going to be sharing together. Now, before we get into the details of it, it's really important that you understand what culture is. When we talk about organizational culture, what are we in fact talking about? Well, culture is the behaviors, the incentives, and the systems and the signals that reveal the values of the organization. And this is such an important distinction to understand, what they reveal. See, if you say that you value safety above all else, but a project manager winds up getting bonused for pushing people really hard to higher production targets, even when it's wet and snowy outside, and that can lead to increased safety incidents, well, guess what? You are in fact saying that productivity is valued more than safety. If you say that collaboration and innovation are values, but your systems are extremely tight and prescriptive, well, your systems are in fact saying that you value compliance and consistency over innovation. If you say, here we value support and teamwork, but you wind up bonusing the account manager who brings in the most money, even though he treats everybody terribly, well, you're saying you value money more than anything else like support and teamwork. So it's what is revealed that matters. In short, culture is your values lived. Your core values constitute the guiding principles the business uses to realize its purpose and vision. But it's only when they're lived. Lots of organizations have lovely sounding values and stated cultures. Like, look at these here: integrity, communication, respect, excellence. Who wouldn't want work for a company that has those values? But guess what? You know who had those values? Enron. Those values were carved into the stone of their building. But they did not quite live them, did they? So there's a distinction between just stating core values and actually living them in a way that produces what I call a high performance culture or HIP culture. And a high performance culture will provide to you all of these great benefits. You'll have greater speed, accountability, rigor, simplicity, collaboration, attractiveness, innovation, productivity. Who doesn't want a company that has those things, right? And your culture can and should be a competitive advantage. In the third video in this series, you're going to see some statistics that will reveal just how poorly most companies around North America do at creating a high-performance culture, which means there's a massive opportunity to distinguish yourself. And when you have a high-performance culture, you get better customer satisfaction, better employee satisfaction. You attract better employees. They're more productive, which means you require less, which generally means higher profit margins. So there's just a ton of positive outcomes that flow from having this kind of high-performance culture. Now, when we're talking about a high-performance culture, it's really important to make this distinction. A HIP culture is not the same as a nice culture. I know lots of entrepreneurs who build really nice cultures. I had one client, for instance, she had, it was a lovely culture. They provided lunches and personal trainers and spinning machines in the basement and days off and retreats and all this lovely stuff. And then when 2009 hit and things got pretty tough, people bailed like rats off a sinking ship. Now, the business survived, but they learned a pretty important lesson that just doing things for other people isn't the same as creating a high-performance culture. A high-performance culture is one where you provide to your team, but you also have fair but high expectations of your team as well. So a high-performance culture is one that attracts and retains top talent who are committed to producing great results for customers, for the company, and the whole team as well. It's one in which people look for opportunities to make things better, and they are, in fact, encouraged to do so. There's a high level of what I would call two-way trust. The leadership trusts the team to do the right thing, and the team trusts that the leadership will support them, reward them, and treat them with dignity and respect. And it's often one that makes people so loyal because it's seen by the team as being a positive force for good in the world. And this is particularly the case for millennials. 76% of them consider a company's social and environmental commitments when considering who to work for. And when you're talking about high performers, they can afford to be more choosy. So this is why we often recommend to do team building activities that have a positive social impact rather than just kind of going out and shooting each other in the head with paintballs. Now, this little chart shows why culture is so important for your brand. Culture is the way in which all outside stakeholders intersect with your organization. It's what, in fact, creates your brand. Brand is nothing more than what people think of you, and what people think of you is determined by their points of interaction with you, which are largely determined by the way your people behave or treat them. So your suppliers, your prospects or customers, and your potential employees. So that's why your culture can create such a competitive distinction, because it winds up creating the brand, the reputation, what you're known for. All right, now I'm going to stop here. I'm going to keep these videos short and sweet so you can learn about culture in bite-sized chunks. That's what so today what we talked about is what high-performance culture is and why it matters. Next time, I'm going to talk about how culture impacts and is impacted by company growth. Now, remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. And I will talk to you and see you in the next video.